Okay, now before I go too in depth on how to add a customer, how to work a lead, I think it's important to take you to the back end of the tool and just make sure that you're set up in the system correctly. So if you're a first-time user, once you get signed in, what I'd recommend is clicking on your control panel. It's going to take you to the back end of the tool. And then go to your My Information section to access your options and your settings. And the first thing I would take a look at is going to be your My Settings, which is the first button at the top. Now what you want to do in the My Settings is you just want to verify that all your information was created correctly in the system. So double check your name, make sure it's spelled correctly, go ahead and put in your job title, your department. Check your email addresses and your phone numbers. Okay, just verify that everything is correct. Also, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you're going to come across your work week schedule. Now, it's important as sales reps that you have your work week schedule in the system accurately from week to week, because if a customer wants to know what your schedule is or if they want to schedule a test drive with you, this is the schedule that will pull over to them. So it's important to make sure that this is accurate, but it's real easy to set up. Just use these arrows and just come in here and quickly and easily update that schedule. Okay, and once you verify that this page looks correct, the last thing I'd recommend you do is right here where it says password. It's a good idea to type in your own unique password to beef up that security a little bit. Don't use the same password that we've given out to you, because it could be very simple for anyone to, I don't know, maybe hack your account and steal your leads or something. Okay, once this page looks correct, just go ahead and click the green Save button to save your settings in the system. And then up here on the right-hand side are their appointments. It's a good idea to check your appointments every day, see what kind of appointments you have coming in. Then you can confirm, complete, or cancel those appointments straight from your My Day screen. And then you can use the arrows up here or click on the little calendar if you want to see your appointments page for any other date. Okay, and there's our customer right there that scheduled his appointment. So this is what an appointment will look like. You can confirm it, complete it, cancel it, or click on the time if you want to reschedule it. It'll take you back to their appointment page. Okay, now in this next section, I want to go over how you add a customer to the system. One of the good things about our software is that everything is pretty much point and click. What you see is what you get. It's kind of like surfing the internet. So let's say a customer just walked in, you sat them down, talked to them for a bit. Now you got to add that guy to the system. The easiest way to do that is from your My Day screen. Just find your new customer button and click on it, and you begin to add that user, add that customer to the system. Now an asterisk denotes that your dealership requires that information. So for example, like the ad source, a lot of dealerships want to know where their money is going. So just don't select anything just because. Maybe you want to ask your customer, you know, how'd you hear about us? What ads have you seen lately? To try to get a more specific response. Okay, obviously you need to get their phone number so you can call them back. Email address, it might not be required, but as a sales rep, the more information you can get, the better. And then just go ahead and get their last name. All right, now to proceed to the next screen, you got to tell the system what kind of opportunity is this. A phone up means they called in. A walk-in means they're at the dealership currently. A no visit is going to be for your referrals or customers that you just want to add to the system. So I'm going to click walk-in. Let's say he's at the dealership right now. Oh, look at that. It's already a customer like that. So this is an example of a dupe check. Every single lead that you try to add to the system, we're going to check to see if they're already in the database. If they are, it's going to show a screen like this. And you can either work from the previous record, or you're going to have to get a manager's approval to continue, because you can't add a customer to the system that's already in there. Okay, so in this example, I'm going to add a new customer real quick. Okay, so once you get to the customer's general information screen, go ahead and try to get as much information on this customer as you can. Get their first name. Go ahead and get their address and city. All right, we got 3 phone number fields, so the more phone numbers you can get, the better. Also 2 email address fields. There's a comments box if you want to save any comments that you think might be worth saving on this customer. Below that, you can take down their insurance information if you can get their insurance. Below that, there's a section for your hot buttons. So if you want to personalize this customer a little bit, maybe get their buying motives. There's a section for hobbies. Maybe figure out what kind of pets they have. Maybe if you guys have common ground. At least this way, if you want to personalize the phone call, you have talking points other than they want a vehicle or not. There's a section for spouse, if there's a spouse on the record, or just expand the co-buyer. Go ahead and save that co-buyer. And then the last section is going to be their financial information. But just go ahead and get as much information as you can. When you're ready to save the customer, click the green Save Customer button. Now, once your customer is saved, all the information will show in the blue ribbon at the top here. Their name, where they're from, who's the owning sales rep, who's the manager on the record, how can you reach out to that customer, and what vehicle are they interested in. Now, it's important to always add a vehicle of interest. Don't skip this step. Go ahead and find out what kind of vehicle your customer is interested in and save that to their account. You can use these drop-down arrows to select the year, make, and model. Or if you know the stock number, just plug the stock number in here and build the entire vehicle from the stock. If you don't have the stock number on hand, you can always access your inventory tool in the right-hand corner. And you can search your entire dealership database to take down that stock number. Okay, so for example, if our customer wanted this Camry, if I click on the clipboard, it'll copy the stock for me. So all I got to do is close out the inventory and then paste in the stock number right here. Okay, and then just go ahead and click Save to add this vehicle to the customer's record. Okay, let's say you're ready to print out forms. Let's say you want to do a deal, you got to print out some forms. Just go ahead and click on the customer's name again to get to the general information screen. Once the customer is saved, all your dealership forms are going to be included electronically. Whatever information is saved on the record will automatically pull over onto your dealership forms. Okay, so whatever information you save, just pull open the form. You don't have to handwrite it. We're all going to copy that information for you. Okay, and then if you want to change the vehicle, just go ahead and click on the vehicle, get back to your vehicle screen. Okay, so now I want to go back to the My Day screen and go over how to actually work some leads here. In the top left-hand corner is your My Day button. It's got the briefcase because you're ready to get to work. So as I mentioned earlier, the goal each and every day is to try to work your My Day screen and work your leads and clear up this page before the end of the day. Okay, so let's start at the top. Anytime you get an email, you always have the option to remove it. But a better option is to go into that record, read what the customer wrote into you, and reply to it. Go ahead and clear that activity. Okay, so I'm in this customer's record. I can read the email that they sent in. I'm just going to go ahead and reply to it, and it's going to clear that activity for today. Okay, once you type up your response, you're ready to send it, go ahead and click the green Send Email button to shoot this off. Okay, so I went ahead and replied to the customer. Now if I click back on the My Day screen, I see at the top it cleared that email received because I went ahead and replied to the customer. Okay, so internet leads, I'm going to skip this right now. Hot Watch, I'll get into that in a bit. let's go to your sales contact suite today and go over how to make a phone call. It's real important as a sales rep. You got to stay on top of your follow-ups. If you don't, this number is going to climb drastically, and you're going to have a lot of follow-ups to do. So when you get some free proactive time, just get in here and try to knock out your phone calls for the day. Okay, so let's call this guy, Chris Paul. I'm going to click on this record. Okay, he doesn't have a phone number, so let me add a phone number real quick. Okay, now the best way to make a call to your customers is to have our system actually call the customer for you. It kind of acts like a switchboard. The benefit of this is that it records the phone call, it tracks all the data, and it's the best way to, I guess, tell your managers that you've actually put in the work because you had the system dial your customer. So if I want to call this customer, all I got to do is next to his phone number, click on this little green icon next to his phone number. It's going to take you to your Let's Make a Call screen. From this screen, all you got to do is tell our system, which number do you want to dial your customer from? I have a couple options right here, my work number, my cell phone, or I can type in other and actually call out from any phone number that I want to. But I'm going to choose my mobile phone. I'm going to call him from my cell phone. Okay, and I want to call his day phone. When you're ready to call, just click the green Call Now button.
You are being connected to Chris Paul. Press 1 to continue your call. You are being connected to Chris Paul. Press 1 to continue your call.
Okay, so I actually called the customer from my cell phone. I press 1 and my call connects. When you're making the call, you can also utilize your phone scripts over here to the right. So if you're getting tongue-tied and maybe running out of things to say, there's a lot of phone scripts at your disposal. Click the Contact History tab if you want to see the history on the customer, maybe catch up on what you guys last talked about. Or click the About tab if you want to access their information. Okay, but once you hang up the phone, it's just important to always make sure you save your call note. So over here to the right, I'm going to fill out this note about the call. Did you speak to the customer? I'm going to say I did. When do you want to call them back? Let's say I'll call them back next week. And then just go ahead and describe that call below. All right, and then just go ahead and click Save to save that note to the record. All right, so there's our call note right here. Notice it tracks how long the call is. It tracks where we called from. If your dealership is set up for it, you can listen in on the phone call because it records the call. And up here in red is now his next scheduled contact, which is a week from today. All right, so if I click back on the My Day screen, go to that section, I see Chris Paul's name is no longer included because we completed that phone call. Now, one thing you got to remember is everything in the system is done through your customer's record. So it's very important to know how to find your customer and get into their record to log your activities. One easy way to, I guess, try to find how to do something is up here. This bar is called your action bar. Okay, when in doubt, always go to this action bar because pretty much anything you need to do can be done up here. If you need to log a phone call, click phone call. If you want to schedule an appointment, click the appointment button. And then you can fill out the appointment on that customer. If you want to add a note to the record, there's an Add Note button. Okay, and you can add a general note, which is kind of like leaving a note in someone's file. It doesn't do anything. It's just for your benefit. Okay, so it's a good idea to save notes because you can save notes to your records. Now, there's another note you can leave, which is called a meeting note. A meeting note is important because it tells the system that your customer is at the dealership. So if Nick, without an appointment, just decides to walk in and is like, hey, I want to talk to my sales rep, When I eventually want to get around to going to his record and logging in meeting note, because I want to tell the system this customer's at the dealership currently. Okay, so that's what a meeting note does. It tells the system your customer's now at the dealership. Okay, if you want to send an email, just click the send email button, get to your email screen. So you can type up your message. There's also a list of templates that you can use. So if your fingers are getting tired, just pull up a template and use a template that you've already created. Nope, that's not a good template. Let's find something else. And you can also send your customers e-brochures or send them vehicles from your inventory. Right below is your e-brochure button. If you click on it, whatever vehicle your customer has saved to the record, we're automatically going to build a brochure on that vehicle, so you don't really have to do anything. Just click Insert e-brochure. Okay, there's actually a long list of vehicles you can send to them dating back all the way since 1992. So if you want to send them, I guess, like a 92 Tercel or something, you can do so. Okay, but we build the brochure for you. If you scroll down, this is your brochure note. Okay, we already have a note in there for you, so make sure you delete it if you want to type up your own message. Click the preview button if you want to see what this brochure looks like before you send it out. So I find that this is a nice feature because customers tend to open these brochures up all the time because they don't know what it is. It stands out from the competition. So send them these e-brochures. They'll open it up. They can see pictures on their vehicle, different features, colors, optional features. All your website links are included at the top here. And one thing we've noticed, a lot of customers tend to go to service. I don't know, they really like to see how the service portal looks for your website, see how easy it is to sign up for service. Or step number 6, they can schedule their own test drive because we're going to go ahead and pull over your work week schedule that I showed you how to fill out earlier in today's class. Okay, so if they wanted to, they just fill this section out and quickly schedule a test drive with you. Okay, but once you're done with the preview, just close this window out. And you want to click Insert into Email because your brochure actually goes out with the email that you send. Okay, and there's your brochure right there. Now, one thing that I would recommend is if you want to send a brochure, I would start with the brochure first and then type up your email message around that. Don't start with a really long, elaborate email and then decide, I want to send them a brochure because it's going to blow out everything that you originally typed. So start with the brochure first, and then you can go ahead and type up your message around that. Okay, but you can send them these brochures. It's a great way to maybe kickstart the dialogue process. And customers open these up. You'll be surprised at the amount of test drives you might get through these brochures. Another option through your email is the Insert Inventory option. It's kind of like your window stickers tool. So maybe you don't have the exact vehicle they're looking for. Go through your inventory and select vehicles that you think they might be interested in. So maybe like this Caddy, maybe this MDX or this Journey. Okay, and we can create these links for you. So when your customer gets this list, if they click on any one of these vehicles, let's say, Nick is interested in this Cadillac. If he clicks on it, he can actually see the screen in full view. You can see the internet price. You can see all the custom photos and the different features and the options available specific to this vehicle. Okay, so it's a nice touch, inserting brochures, sending that through, maybe adding vehicles from your inventory, anything to try to get the customer into the dealership. Now, for your hot watches, I mentioned they're just kind of like Post-it notes. The same way you wouldn't leave a bunch of Post-it notes on your desk. When you're done reading it, just go into that record and remove that hot watch. All right, so for Al Capone, He's coming in later to replace his floor mats. Okay, good to know. When you're done, just go up to your action bar, click the Remove Hot Watch button once. And once you click Remove Hot Watch, it'll remove it from your My Day screen. Okay, so again, the system is pretty intuitive. It's pretty easy to grasp. Just make sure you document all your work. And then, again, focus on this action bar up here, because anything you got to do should be done up here. Okay, you can even create a hot watch. If you want to send a post-it note to any other user of the dealership, you can do that. You can mark customers lost or bad. Okay, you only want to mark a customer lost if it looks like a lost sale. So maybe, maybe they bought elsewhere. Maybe they told you to leave them alone. Whatever the reason, get in touch with your managers first. Find out when it's okay to mark them lost. Okay, mark them bad if it's an unworkable lead. It's a bogus lead. It's unworkable. Or click Add Trade if they have a trade-in. You can add that trade-in to their record. Okay, and the last thing I want to go over today is how to search for your customers. The easiest way is to use your Rolodex over here to the left. As long as you know the first letter of their last name, just click on that section, find their name, and then just click on their name to get into their record. You can also utilize the quick search. The quick search is good because it's only going to search for your active customers. You can search by name, phone number, email address, or stock number. And it's a smart search, so if you don't know their name, just type in the first few letters, and it'll do a search based on those letters. And then the last search option is called your advanced search. It's the magnifying glass down here. The advanced search is good because it's going to search the entire dealership, and you can apply filters to find that needle in the haystack. Okay, with advanced search, you can search based off of customer type, ad source, status. Maybe you just want to find sold customers. You could search based off of vehicles of interest. So maybe if your dealership is running some kind of promo, you can use the advanced search, find all your leads that are interested in that specific vehicle. And you can also search based off of key dates. And the advantage of the advanced search, as I mentioned earlier, is that if you can't find a lead, the advanced search will search the entire dealership database along with bad or lost leads. So when in doubt, use the advanced search to make sure that that customer is in your dealership database somewhere. Okay, so that pretty much concludes the basics of the CRM class. It's just important to know to always work your My Day screen. Each and every day when you have some free time, you should be on your My Day screen working the leads and clearing up your My Day for the day.